For the first time ever, QPR will take their place amongst Europe's elite, and in our first ever Champions League group stage, we've got KRC Genk of Belgium, RB Salzburg of Austria, and the old lady still featuring the big dog. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo, who is still playing at the ripe old age of 40, but has decreased to 83 overall now. Will still be a handful to stop, I'm sure, as we'll be taking on those three sides in our first ever Champions League group stage. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 Career Mode. It's episode number 65, and yes, straight after Champions League group stage here. What an interesting email. Captain Andy Rinamotta saying he hopes he doesn't mind me catching him like this, but the lads are worried. They've asked him to talk to me. They're worried the club isn't meeting their demands, and this doesn't feel like a club that's unified and motivated to win anything this season. Well, it's been a tough start for Queen's Park Rangers. Yes, we won the Mickey Mouse Community Shield, but one win in our first three games, 95 million spent on Joe Gomez, a little bit on Josh Da Silva as well. Not too many signings. I made a point of keeping the core here this season and not selling our star players, but the team having a little bit of a crisis in confidence perhaps, and maybe, just maybe, there's some dressing room problems as well. Well, for the first game of two in today's episode, we'll take on Wolves here after a fantastic start. 3 wins in 3 for Nuno, but this is how you lead by example. Captain Andy Rinamotta says to the boys, come on lads, let's not slate the gaffer for this poor start. Let's get ourselves sorted and get our second win of the season and our first at home this campaign. 1-0 QPR, Andy's first goal of the season, and right before the break, Noni Majuk gets his second goal. He's come under criticism for underperforming since signing, but hopefully this year he'll have his best in a QPR shirt. 2-0 QPR right before the break, and 6 minutes after the restart, a chance to make it 3. Lovely little ball through by Charles, and oh yeah, Johnny David. I love doing that in this year's FIFA. It's quite easy to do it as well. When you go through with a goalkeeper coming out to close you down, a little chip shot, just a cheeky little chip shot. Don't need to put too much power on it. Just a little bit of a dink over the goalkeeper there, and 9 times out of 10 it'll find the back of the net. 3-0 QPR, and 5 minutes later it became 4-0. David came off the bench for Kelman at the break. And of course, after Kelman scored out only 2 goals to start the 3 games off this season, Johnny David, I said to him pretty bluntly, if you don't start scoring, son, Charlie's going to take your place in the starting lineup. So I brought David off the bench at a break, 2 goals in 11 minutes. Yeah, he certainly shut my mouth there. Final score, Queen's Park Rangers 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Our first win in West London this season, and a game where Charles, I looked to him, I said, mate, this is your team, bro. I know Andy's the captain, but you're the vice captain. This is your team. You're the leader here. You're the star player. Turn up, son. Do what you can do. 4 assists in the game. I don't think I've seen a player get 4 assists in a game before, but Charles did that as he set up all 4 of our goals in a big, comprehensive 4-0 victory. So yes, after our first win in West London this season, we had transfer deadline day, and with just over 6 million in the budget, there was nothing really to do. You would have seen earlier on the episode, we had a bid for Ben White, which we rejected, and another one here. Chelsea want to take him to Stamford Bridge. He has now become 4th choice centre-half, and to be honest, guys, I'll be totally honest here, if I didn't loan Big Josh out to Valencia, I probably would have cashed in. He's not grown much since we signed him, has had a couple of noteworthy injuries too, but because Big Josh has now gone to Valencia, I need at least 4 quality centre-halves here, especially when we're competing in the Champions League this year as well. So I decided to reject the bids and keep him here. It was really frustrating too because we had 2 loan offers for Jeremy Ebobisse and also Luke Amos wanted by Marseille, interestingly enough as well. But I just showed you the brief transfer and loan list there. We had like 5 other players on the loan list, but sadly couldn't get loan offers for them. I guess I can't complain though. This is the first season of the save where I've loaned out more than 1 youth player in the same transfer window. We did make 1 signing though. I'm never going to be able to pronounce his full name, but I'll give it a go. Pedro Henrique Alves de Araujo. How's that? My Portuguese lessons have stopped if you couldn't tell. 19 years old, 75 rated, shows great potential, and as a left midfielder with high defensive work rate as well. I quite like that, to be fair. Defence-minded wide midfielder. He comes in and on a free transfer to adds a bit of squad depth. Another good youth new gen / regen to keep your eyes on as the season goes by. So as the transfer window was officially shut, as you can see, transfer deadline day is over, and oh my goodness gracious me. Don't talk about loss, talk about net loss. Yeah, £102 million net loss in this window. He sold 2 little players who didn't raise any money whatsoever, and yeah, that's it done. for the transfer window for us. And as you can see, the big move in big movers in the season transfer window this year. Manchester United, Mason Greenwood going to Atletico, but they replaced him with Ismail Assar, who I've mentioned before, had stayed at Watford all these years, has finally decided to leave. He's gone to Old Trafford to replace Greenwood, and Jonathan Icone has come in as well. So big change there at Old Trafford. We also had a loan to buy offer for Ben Foster like the day after the transfer window ended. I was like, come on EA, please, 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 in the next version of FIFA Career Mode, make it easier to loan your players out, your youth players in particular, and don't give me little loan offers like that, man. Seriously, why would I accept that deal? That would hold no value to me whatsoever. But of course we rejected it, and also there was an academy update here as well. I think I released a couple of players in this academy batch, maybe I didn't, but yeah, our academy is pretty full at the moment. A couple of players look pretty decent for the future, but for the most part, I'm not sure now with 6 seasons in just how many can come out of the academy and have enough time to grow and look really good. But what I will say is this: if we can negotiate a few more loan deals, they'd grow really nicely. Big Josh is up free already. Can you believe it? I suppose you probably can after what you saw with Kelman back in season 3 at Lille. Josh has grown 3 ratings in a month in Spain. He's loving life at the Mestalla already. EA have given him that big upgrade there, and I'm buzzing about that. It's definitely a bug now, there's no doubt about it. I thought Kelman might have been a one-off, but yeah, Big Josh has grown 3 ratings in a month since going out to Valencia, so yeah, it's definitely a bug. But do you know what? We're profiting off it, so I guess I'll take that right now. And yeah, there you go. So Big Josh making his mark at Mestalla already. We'll have to come up with like a storyline of what's going on there. Maybe he's like started off the best centre-half in La Liga right now. Valencia haven't conceded a goal or something, I don't know. But Josh on fire there at the Mestalla. Still, as I run you for the squad hub, we've got this squad between now and January. As you can see, it's good. It's really, really good. I know there's not been much change to the team this year. We've replaced Gonzalo Villar with Josh Da Silva. Not really much more of a beneficial swap for us in terms of overall rating or player age. He is 1 year younger than the Spaniard, but the same overall. And I'm not sure he'll grow much now at 26 years old. But of course, the big signing was Joe Gomez coming in. That's really going to help. 88 rated defender, one of the highest rated players in the team now. So I'm really happy with his arrival. And also as well, you will notice this, Abrechi Eze did sign a new 1 year extension to his contract and has got a wage increase to 125 grand a week as well. The reason I did this, just for those that aren't aware, of course Eze has that match highest earner clause in his contract. You might wonder why I wait until the transfer window is over before giving that contract. It's simply because if you give a player one contract, you can't give them another one during the season. You can only give one contract per season, which makes sense of course. So basically, if I was to have signed someone else on deadline day and put him on like 200 grand a week, if I'd already negotiated Eze's contract to match Joe Gomez's, I wouldn't be able to give him another one in the same season to put him on 200 grand a week. So yeah, this way he officially does match the highest earner, and there's no chance of that not happening. Unless, of course, we sign someone in January on like 200 grand a week, but I don't think that's going to happen because we've only got around 6 million left. But still, as you could see, we had some more bids. 3 bids came in for Ben White here in September. RB Leipzig, Everton, and Juventus playing mind games, perhaps, here in September. But again, because we have loaned out Big Josh, I genuinely wouldn't be against recalling him in January. I think, realistically, January is the only time I'd be able to recall him, which would officially be something that could happen in real life. But I'm not sure if I will recall him, to be honest. Like, there's no rush to sell Ben White. He's still got 2 years left on his deal, so I don't need to negotiate a new contract this season, for example, in fear of losing on a free. So I think what I'll just do is leave Big Josh out at the start, since he's growing really well right now, and in the form of his young life at Valencia, it seems. I might as well just leave things as they are, keep Ben White, and not look to cash in, even though the money would probably be better, considering Ben White has not been that great for us. Well, I say he's not been that great. He's not been quite as good as some other centre-backs in this team since we signed him. He's behind Tomori, Metham, who we absolutely love, Gomez, the big dog, coming in as well, so he's now 4th choice centre-half in this team. Still, 42nd and final game of today's episode. First game outside of the transfer window, taking on Crystal Palace away from home at Selhurst Park in a London derby, aiming to make it 2 wins from 2 as we aim to get back on track and our first consecutive victories of the season so far in the Premier League. Early on to the game, Jonathan David makes it 1-0, and then the ball, oh yes, 19 minutes after the restart, still leading by 1. First goal of the season for Charles Bull. Can he have the same sort of season as last year? Well, I certainly hope so. Up to 87 rated now the ball. And I've said it, I've called him out. I want to see him at 90 overall this season. It's definitely possible. And if he puts up the same numbers as he did last year, there's no reason he can't do that. He didn't just get his first goal of the season, he got his second as well, 12 minutes to go. I love this little goal as well, the cheeky little step over, trying to deceive the goalkeeper. Didn't really work, popped it into the bottom corner regardless though to make it 2-0, sorry 3-0 even, as he mocks the Matador for the first time this season as we go 3 goals up, and his stoppage time still leading by 3, looking for a 4th goal. The Bullets set up every single goal we've scored so far this season until this one here in stoppage time, and oh yeah, just like against Wolves, how cool was this? Johnny David spots the goalkeeper rushing off his line, coming out to meet him, and it's that cheeky little L1 and tap of the circle button. Doesn't even get any lift on the dink, just about grazes the turf as it creeps in to the bottom corner. 4-0, and you see the team celebrating together, everyone coming across to celebrate, even though it was our 4th goal and the points are wrapped up. You talk about a lack of unity and dressing room issues, I don't know what anyone's talking about, man. This is a unified QPR team. We're more motivated than ever to make amends after last season, retain our Premier League title, win the FA Cup in our first multi-trophy season, and in our first season in the Champions League, go far amongst Europe's elite to prove we deserve to be here, as we're not just going to be one of the best teams in England this year, but one of the best in the world. But that was this episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and of course there will be another quadruple upload weekend. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode of the PS5 Career. If you can leave a like as well, guys, it really is appreciated. There's no like target, but a like is always very much appreciated. But yeah, have a great day. Much love, and I will see you for the next episode of the PS5 Career Mode, our first ever games in the Champions League, including our first test against Cristiano Ronaldo's Juventus. Very soon.